Hey, how y'all doing out there today? Listen, yesterday I made some very bold and outright factual comments about the food stamp program, about what's going on in this country with the illegal immigration, how the racism is being used against the major part of the largest portion of this country, which is supposedly 77% white. Old tactics used in the 1920s, used in the 1950s. Probably some of the main reasons why you see Confederate statues popped up. They're usually from the 20s and the 1950s. This is old rhetoric used to keep what is normally a docile tax slave in line, and a system that that does pit race against race, but not for the reasons why you think. It's all about making money off of y'all. It's all about having a certain type of social standing. The British proved it in 1681, y'all. We've been pointing this out as we've been going along. So this is something I want to say to the white nationalist movement that's trying to rear its ugly head again. You've been defeated over and over. It's the same rhetoric. It's the same lies. Every time that we show y'all and defeat you, it's like just a couple years later, especially with this administration promoting racism and promoting in America. That is when they say make America great again. Come on, we know that basically means a white America, not the diverse America it was meant to be. So I just want to get some things clear with y'all, because if you really think that you're different, if you're a white American nationalist and you really think that you're different in any kind of way, if you really think you have any kind of special rights or liberties or even social rights or liberties in this country, you're dead wrong. If you think you're any better than anybody else, for sure, you are dead wrong. And where you got a few little facts on your side, especially about inventions in society and the military industrial complex, you got some things going on your side. But the last 400 years have shown nothing but the same wars, the same slavery, the same inhumane treatment of people as we've seen over the last 12,000 years with any melanated or white empire. Empires destroy people. Empires destroy planets. And but this particular thing that's going on now and starting up again, all because of food stamps, all because of immigration. It's always got something to do with us against them. I'm just going to let you know a few things. First of all, white people are responsible for a lot of this society. Let's put it. I want to get this straight too before I get started. There's white people, which is we the people, and the poor people I'm fixing to bring up, and then there's the white people that run the corporations. These are the white people I'm talking about. These are the kings. And also, I'm going to go back to your European roots and show you what you'll become if there wasn't nobody here. Um, they learned to separate different kind of slaves, the ones that look like them, the ones they want closer to them. So sure, they have you thinking the way that they think. They can hide amongst you. But here's the thing: even if you got rid of every melanated person in America, what look at your European roots. When you were in areas like England or all through Europe, that was all white people. They had different classes of white people. You were a servant. Some of you couldn't even wear certain type of clothes or even wear certain types of makeup, hairstyles, wigs, all that kind of stuff were wore to show superiority to other white people. So if you got rid of all the black people, as a matter of fact, it's probably why they keep a 12% population of black people, is to make yourself think you're better than somebody because you use these eyes and you see white and black. Well, when you were when you were in your own European countries before you came here, you were treated socially different. If you were a pig farmer, you were a pig farmer and you were treated like one. If you were a higher up or a knight or a lady, you all had titles. You couldn't be who you wanted to be. So even in your own type of society without melanated people, you, Mr. White Nationalist, you, Mr. Manufacturer, you, Mr. Joe the Plumber, all you ones out there that are to work in America, you would be looked at as the slaves again. You would be marked because you wouldn't be able to wear certain clothes. You wouldn't be able to wear certain makeup. You wouldn't be able to go to certain events. You would be separated like the black man and the melanated people in America are separated now. So you are no fucking different. That's the thing you can't never get through your head. In 1681, the British decide that the black man would be the dark colored man and the white man would be the one that looks like them. They define color as to race. They define race as different types of slave. That's why you always say indentured servant with the white people, and you say field hand slave with the black man. They decided this a long time ago. These super rich, they play you like puppets. They keep you mad about things. Now let's talk about all these inventions and how you made the world so great with all your inventions. Well, look at one of the whitest states in America, West Virginia, and look how all your people are dying from cancer from all these nice white inventions called the big oil corporate giants that came in there and are dumping coal sludge in your creeks, removing mountaintops again, dumping drugs into state to make your people weak. And look what they do to you. Where's your white privilege in all of that? Where's you being a white nationalist and your people taking care of you? Where's all that? Big oil is literally running pipelines through your heart. Through your heart. They're taking your life. They're taking everything from you. They work you like a slave. The people in West Virginia, for sure, everybody looks at West Virginia like this Trump-loving state that voted them in, and this is where all the white nationalists and Nazis are, and this is where all this racism is. Well, I'm going to point something out to the rest of the world. So as I'm pointing this out to these white nationalists out here that think they're different. The people of West Virginia historically over the last 150 years since the Civil War have been the worst treated people probably in America with the black man. They have been shot down, and the American Indian. They have been shot in their homes with machine guns by the United States Army for not going and mining coal. They were never even given cash money. You white nationalists, they don't even want to, you're their slaves. They don't even want to give you cash money. They give you notes. They take half of your paycheck now. The super rich take half of your paycheck now. Go look at it. Half your paycheck goes to taxes. They steal from you and you're still a slave, but you want to look at yourself as something better. Well, they had it worse at one point in time, but the white people of today in America, you're no different than any other kind of slave. They're just not beating you on the back. They're not whipping you. They're not killing your people. They're not, and actually they are. You get shot when police shoot people in the street, armed or unarmed, whatever. People that get shot and killed by the police are 4 out of 5 of white men. We don't even look at our own because we look at them like trash. And that's where I wanted to get on some statistics. Y'all keep the white nationalists want to use statistics in the especially in social services and social help, as to how useless or whatever melanated people are. Well, you just caught up with them. Poor whites have just caught up with the poor melanated people in America. They're over half the homeless people. They're over half the homeless people. So you're not even taking care of your own people. Where's your white privilege? Where's you taking care of your people like that? Huh? No, because they got left out because they were like you, and they became disillusioned with the lie that America was this red, white, and blue apple pie thing that you're all still clinging on to. Right now, possibly is the worst time in history to be separated from other people, especially because of race or nationalism, but just because of the shape the planet's in. That, by the way, super white, rich, corporate, greedy owners caused all this. You look at this damn cell phone right here. We're on this. We got everything we need right here. All the information. Look at the technology in this cell phone, and we're on the same gasoline engine for the last 125 years, owned by white corporate conglomerates and superpowers. They own governments. They play with the world. And you think that this thing called white nationalism or making America white or white people really take care of this or take care of that? We're responsible for most of the wars around the world. And I'm not even going to say we because I'm a human being. I'm saying this to white nationalists and a lot of people that are black folks are going to be listening to this. But I'm waiting for the day. I'm waiting for the day where we don't say white and black. God damn it. I'm waiting for the day where I say brother or sister or, hey, somebody that, whatever. We are always been equal. But if you white nationalists are going to raise your head again and you're going to use things like food stamps, well, you're affecting your own people. You're going to mess up about 15% of your own population. So you're going to, basically that would be like cutting off your head to spite the rest of your body. You don't look at, I understand you're angry about something. You're angry about being broke. You're angry about things not being good or the way they used to be or whatever. Well, welcome to the rest of the world. Welcome to the plight of all poor, struggling people. You have just entered those ranks. You have always been there. You've only been told you were different here to be a better slave, to think that you were better, to think that you were taking care of people, to think that you were superior, to think that your body or something or your brain or anything was any better, like there was really anything different that anybody would be if they were not put in your shoes and given the same opportunities that you were given. Anybody can become and be indoctrinated into being a loyal tax slave, and that's all they've done to you. You comply to police, you comply to authority figures, you comply to everything that you call white America, which makes you one of the worst laughable slaves in history, because you are such a voluntary and comfortable slave. And you know you're one these days because you look at your paycheck, then you look at the bills, and what do? You take the indoctrinated thinking from the white, the evil white leaders that they trickle into your brain, and you blame it on the poor people. Well, now you are the poor people. Now you are the unwanted. Now you are the homeless. Now you are the one struggling. Now you are the one trying to ration out the cereal in the bowls in the morning for your kids. Welcome to the real America, white nationalists. So here I'm not just pointing this out to be mean or evil or because I did pick a side of the fence. You know what my side of the fence is? I went and tore the fence down in my life. I don't have a fence. I don't have a dog in this fight. I am the dog. We all are the dog, and it's not what anybody ever has been taught or ever thinks America was supposed to be. It's always been what they fear, what these, and I'm saying it like it is, y'all. These super white corporate owners, the super elite. Yes, they are white. They've been running this show for about 400 or 500 years now. You ain't been paying attention. They fear our unity. They fear you not realizing you realizing that you're not different. In an aspect other than what pigment of your skin. That any of us on any given day could drop the bullshit they taught us, your white nationalism, your hatred for white people because of it. All of you out there can think about this. If we were to drop it just for one day and turn around and just all of us look at them at the same time and say, we don't fall for this no more. We ain't falling for this no more. You're the racist. The small group of people. Oh, man, that's what they fear. Unity. So when I bring up stuff like this about white nationalists thinking they're different, or I ask the black man to really look back at his history and to stand up and to quit blaming and to just be who you are. Don't be what you're told you are. That's the problem in this country for sure, in America. Don't look at all the little boxes they give you and go jump in one of them boxes because you think that's you. Really be you. But you got to stop for a minute and really examine what's going on, not only with yourself and in your community, then our nation. Look what's going on, not only on this whole planet, look what's going on in our whole universe. Everything is evolving right now. Major changes are coming. How do you even know if we're going to live through it or not? Maybe that's why they're pitting us against each other with this same old rhetoric from the 1920s and the 1950s. We're getting the same old stuff, even the David Duke stuff from the 80s. It always gets defeated. It always gets shot down. We always have a brief moment of peace and unity, and then it rears its ugly head again. It's usually when other major things are going on, but it's usually when they're wanting to fleece us for more money, or really, sometimes I think it's just because the super rich white dude really are the true racists that they are. They don't just use it to make money off of. Maybe they really do hate certain groups of people, but they hate you too, white nationalists. You're not like them. You're not in the billionaire, trillionaire club. You're not of any bloodline that they consider pure. You're not Illuminati. You're not New World Order. You're nothing to them. You're nothing but a cattle. You're no different than the black man. You're no different than the Chinese man. You're just used on the chessboard as a different type of pawn piece. You're just a different looking pawn. Not even a rook or a queen or a king or nothing. You're just a different kind of pawn. You're still a slave. We're all slaves as long as we comply to what people tell us to do when we know it's not right, when we know it's not good for other people, when we know it's not the way that it's supposed to be. So no, you white nationalists, you're not no different than nobody else. You're not no different than anybody else that you see physically every day in your life, that you eat dinner with, that you hang out with. You're no different than anything that you do to entertain yourself, or whatever your concept of life. You picked up bad talking points because maybe you're missing or lacking something in your life, just like a lot of black folks, just like a lot of melanated folks. They're missing something in their life because it's not been taught. And the first thing you need to be taught is we're all in the same boat together, no matter where you came from. And where you came from, you'd probably be getting treated a lot worse now in old Europe, in old European countries, than you're being treated right now, because you're living under an illusionary lie. You're a happy, comfortable, voluntary slave. You don't have to be one. You're like a hog that they can pin up without no pen. They don't need no walls around you. They don't need a fence around you. You ain't going nowhere. You like it because they got you thinking you're somebody. Well, when it all collapses, you ain't nobody. When they want their money and the super rich going to pull their markers, when they sell their empires like they're doing now, you're one of the slaves that'll be killed when they sell the empire. You ain't no different, and you best realize that. We can all change this because we are the people. We the people, and I'm speaking for the United States of America right now. We the people of the United States of America. It's the first three words in the preamble of the Constitution. We the people. We the people. That has changed over time. I don't care how you write it. I don't care how you look at it. I don't care how you define it. All men in this country that call themselves men and call themselves countrymen and call themselves brothers and sisters again. We can all have our individual tribes. We can all live the way we want, the way you claim you want to live, you white nationalists. You want to go make a white America, go make it. Just quit messing with everybody else and realize that you ain't no different, that there ain't no white America, there ain't no black America, there is America. That's what this was founded on, and that's how it became. Maybe they were racist in the beginning, maybe whatever. It's 2018, it's 2019, by the way, my bad. It's 2019. It's time to put some things down and fight the true evil before it destroys our planet. And that is white, by the way. It's white corporate owners, big giant places like Halliburton, hell, like the United States federal government. They're owned by these super elite. That's the enemy. There's your enemy. The solution is quit listening to that rhetoric. Hey, one day, maybe when we got clean water to drink, maybe one day when we got some clean food to eat, or we ain't got to worry about our neighborhood, or I don't know. Maybe one day when there's something, they're not spraying the skies or putting coal sludge in your creek. Maybe maybe we can go over some of that bullshit like it's history. The thing is, to get through this, we got to get along. And if we ain't going to get through it, then we just need to live our lives in peace. That's my reasoning behind all of this, is that anybody, including me, can just live out in peace, not knowing when that atmosphere is going to pop, not knowing when that nuclear bomb is going to be dropped, not fearing anything, not living in fear, just living in peace. And you can't do that if you're fearing your brother. Fear begets fear. All right. And once you start fearing something, you'll start fearing everything. Once you fall for something, you fall for everything. You might as well not even get up, because you're just going to keep falling for stuff. And that, my white nationalist brothers and sisters, is the truth. You ain't no different. But I ain't picking on you. I'm saying, hey, just grab an oar, grab that rudder. We're steering this boat called America into the right direction, and we know everybody ain't getting in the boat. You ain't got to get in the boat. But it ain't a box. It's voluntary freedom. That's what it is. It's voluntary freedom through unity. Why do you think they call us the United States? It's 180 degrees from being the United States, and they keep it that way because this is what they fear. Us talking like this, us being real about things. So think about that before you get all crazy and blaming. You know, you're hurting your own people, number one. You've been lied to, number two. And we basically ain't got time for it. Look around and look what's going on in this world. Think about that. I love y'all too, by the way. I love everybody. But it don't mean I gotta like none. It don't mean I gotta live in your world and listen to your shit and watch you just make the same mistakes over and over again. So look at your brother differently. Love yourself so you can love your brother, and we can all love this planet. Maybe we'll get through some hard times. Peace. I love you, and don't live in fear.